Welcome everybody to Dojocast episode 6, the final countdown, the final episode. Folks, we're doing this tonight. We got some pretty cool people on the cast, but let's start off with the intro. Hi, my name is Matt Marty. Welcome.
Mav and Bepler here.
Hi, my name is Hyun.
Hello, my name is Phil.
Oh my god, it's the Phil and the Hyun.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Team
god.
Terkoiz
Yes.
and Hyun on your Dojocast today, guys.
God. Okay, so first off, if anybody hasn't heard us, I don't know what you're doing. Go back all the way to the first episode. I don't know why you're starting at the very last episode. There's clearly a title saying the very last episode. But if you haven't listened to us yet, definitely check us out in the first episode. And we've got our veteran and our newbie, which is Phil, aka Terkoiz. How are you guys feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty excited.
Did you just call me a newbie, dude?
Hey, man, you haven't been on the cast, so we get to call you.
Oh,
to the
that's
cast.
true.
Fair enough.
Phil hasn't been on the cast.
To the cast. Sorry, I should have made that a bit clearer.
Yeah,
but
this is my first Dojo cast, so I guess that's fair
It's his
enough.
first time,
it's
guys.
pretty cool.
Hyun,
Yeah, be gentle, please.
you were on the very first one. You've seen it evolve from the sidelines. Talk to us, owner of the site. How's the cast coming along?
I think it's pretty useful for other people, since this is probably like the only place where you can listen to current events and stuff and see what stuff's happening. And especially for this episode, it's going to be talking about the new Dojo Duels and pretty much everything about it. So I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah.
Everybody's pretty excited for it. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if you were checking out the site for Dojo Duels, but there was like 120 plus users just like the hour before
Yeah, dude, I
Dojo
saw
Duels
it.
was up. It's pretty insane.
It jumped up to like 140, I think, at
Holy
one
crap.
point after it was
One
released.
for-
Yeah.
Jeez.
But it's like one of the highest points of traffic that we gotten so far.
Yeah. It's really funny when not only is the users like you can visually see that there's like 120, 140 plus users, but you can see like how many mods are also up. So like the whole moderation list is just
Oh yeah, I saw that. We recently took on a bunch of new mods for the first time since the alpha release, I think. So we have a whole new cast of moderators and dual mods and janitors just cleaning up the dojo. So that's good.
Was it tough, Hyun, to let those sweet little souls under your moist wing?
No, dude, it was pretty tough at first because I don't really trust people with my with my website too easily because I kind of have a habit of just trying to do everything myself, but I think it's come to that time where I have to delegate jobs to people that I know can do a better job than I can. So yeah. And Bepler, you're a mod too, I think, right?
Ah, he thinks, you guys. He thinks it. Yeah,
Yes.
I managed to slip my way in there. Gonna be making the tutorial section, that download section, look and fly.
Man. Congratulations,
Nice.
man. Congratulations.
Jeez, guys, I'm gonna do so many good things for you. You wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
still a lonely farmer here, but I'm good.
That's okay, man. Someday.
Someday, just over beyond the horizon, I will be a moderator one day.
You're the moderator for Dojocast, so it's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
That's-
true.
that's-
Yeah, it's not
that's
too bad.
fine. I'll take it. It ain't no dojo mod, but dojo cast mods are plenty for me.
So the duels are out. The floodgates
duels
are
are
out.
out.
Finally, yes.
Woo!
You know, something had to be shown for those to get started. Phil, what was it that got shown to the people? What was that video?
Oh,
Yeah, a little
yes.
promo video.
It was a
promo
little
video.
promotional video for the Dojo Duels. Yeah, me and Eric sort of just worked it out. We wanted to show something for the Dojo Duels before we actually released it to the public, so we made this little animation before it. And yeah, everybody worked hard. All the background artists actually did really, really well. I couldn't have done it. We couldn't have done it without all the background art.
Yeah, for sure.
all that
Yeah,
stuff.
because me and Phil, we had like a small plan for the video. It was pretty last minute. I think we only worked on it for like 2-3 weeks, right?
Yeah, it was only a few weeks.
Yeah, and then it turned out a lot better than I thought because the background artists, Kuli Sushi and Amy, they did like super better than I thought they would. and the video turned out really, really, really awesome. So I'm really glad that happened. And also, oh yeah, Stefanos, the voice actor, the narrator who did
Nice.
he did those voices in like one night at like 3 a.m. in the morning, and he just pumped everything out at once. So big props to him too.
Jeez, cool! It came together so fast. It was lovely.
Yeah.
Really got the feel of the world. My God.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's beautiful. So wait, he did it all in one shot, or was it just like a multiple shots? Because that dude, that guy does like pretty much God's work with his voice.
Stefanos?
Yeah.
That for the narration is actually very specific time frame that he had to meet, because we had the storyboard made out first, so he had to fit all those lines within like 1 minute. So he did have to take a lot of takes, because there were ones where he just talked too slow and then the storyboard would just finish. So, and then there's a few retakes that he had to do, but
Agreed.
overall he did a really good job. Like basically 1 or 2
Yeah,
takes.
Stefanos did a
and
really
he was-
good
he was
job
perfect.
narrating the whole script for,
So, yeah.
for the promotion.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a really good example of one of those freelance voice actors that are really good, and he's just really reliable when you need him. So that's why we've used him multiple times in our projects.
Yeah, this is like his what? Is it his third or second gig with you guys?
I think it's
right?
more than that. I think we've used
Yeah, I
it.
think it's more. I think it's around like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a lot, but not nearly credited enough for his work. So
We'll link him, guys. Link him in this Dojo.
yeah,
cast
we'll
link
link
him.
it. We'll link it. We'll link his channel. We'll link his channel.
Hi, Stefanos.
Yeah.
If he's watching this, good job, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, what else about Dojo Duels should we talk about?
You know, I've been wondering about that background story, Hyun, because you put up 7 chapters of intense, crazy, blow your
yeah.
mind kind of story.
The lore.
Can-
Lore.
Let's dive in. Where did you even begin to start writing that kind of story?
Well, you can thank our lack of internet and our internet instability, because what happened was our internet went out for 2 hours, okay?
Mhm.
And then I went over to Mikkel's room, and I'm like, Mikkel, like, we have nothing to do, what should we do? And then Mikkel and I just planned out a really rough story of Dojo Duels. And this is like for a joke. This is like meant as a joke, right? But then as time went on and we had no more internet, and as the hours passed, we just basically planned out like the entire system in 2 hours. But it was super rough, and then after that I kind of took it seriously, and then just kept developing it from there. And then after about, how long has it been? I think it's been like,
It's been a while.
I think it's been like 3 months of,
Yeah, we've been sort of holding for the like all the information for the Dojo Duels. We've been sort of like withholding it from the public for a really long time now, haven't we?
yeah, because it's something that people always wanted, but I kind of hesitated because of, you know, some similarities with other systems like Arishi and stuff, and how that would clash and all that kind of stuff. So I was kind of hesitant on going all out with it, but then, you know, I finally took the steps, and then just decided to flow like fully just do it 100%, and I think it was pretty worth it.
You say similarities, but I've noticed one that is pretty vastly different. You have chosen to do this in seasons.
Oh yeah, so Dojo Duels is actually a yearly event, and it has new seasons every start of the new year.
Mhm.
So and this is just based on the rice system that we have. It's like the point system that we have is rice, and so basically people would do battles or duels, and then they would get points for winning and losing too. But it's just, everything about it is just to have fun and motivate people to make really cool animations. And then at the end of the year, everything resets, and new people get a chance to rise up in the ranks. So
Love that concept. Just like nobody is ever gonna build an infinite empire by continually winning
yeah,
battles.
yeah, because you know, if Phil had infinite points and it just stuck with him, like he'd just take over the world. So we need to give other people a
Drowning
chance.
in his rice.
Yeah,
Just always kill rice all the time.
Yeah.
Too much carbohydrates.
Yeah, I think it'll be really motivational to know come January 2017, everybody is equal.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, at the same time, this whole system is still in beta, so things are going to change based on how things work out during the year. So yeah, hopefully it'll work out and it'll be fun for everyone. Um, oh yeah, you asked about the lore, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, our internet went out, and then we kind of planned out the whole system. But when it comes to the lore, that came much later as an idea. Like we weren't even gonna have lore when we first thought of the story, or I mean the Dojo Duels. But then I think me and Kino kind of talked about having this world and storyline where people can just place their duelists, and at least if we have a story, people can have a reason of why these characters are fighting. Because I know in other animations, there's a lot of animations where people are just fighting for no reason and there's like no storyline. So this whole reason of why I spent hours and hours and hours writing a story is because to encourage people to make their own stories in their animations. And yeah, you guys can relate too, right?
Yeah.
There's some animations where you just can't really think of a good story. So this is just to encourage people to start their own stories and have good storytelling animations.
So wait, Hyun, now I don't know if I read the forums properly, but apparently if something major happens in a person's time arc, it actually happens or actually has an impact in the world of Sierra by any chance?
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like,
Because I don't know if it was part of the forum or somebody was actually mentioning it in the Dojo forums, the general section forum part, not the Dojo Duel general section, but somebody was talking about like canon stories or just like if something happens here, it actually has like an implication throughout the world type of
If
thing.
you
oh,
So I was wondering if that's actually
Weren't we talking about like events in
Oh, yeah.
Sierra that would
Yeah.
happen?
yeah.
so I don't know if individual people can actually affect that, but we are going to have like moderator events that happen.
Nice.
And is basically we would come up with a story of what happens in the world of Seer, and we would host it in a form of like a collab maybe, or just a competition or something like that. So let's say for example like the Shadow Hold, right? What if like would have an event where it's like giant shadow evil demon comes out of the mountain and starts attacking I don't know, Highgate, like,
The dojo.
Yeah, it starts attacking the dojo or something, right? And then we'll host a collab, kind of people fighting that demon or something, and then based on what happens in that collab, we can make some changes into the history, and maybe even like the mini map and stuff, because we can totally edit the map as the season goes. So I think that would be a pretty cool idea and have that extra level of immersion, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'd be pretty cool if like a fight actually happens and it messes up a whole area of a person's battle. Like just imagine like the implications of it afterwards, and people actually start talking about it. Not just so much of the dojo people, but on an individual user basis, where if something happens here, like it doesn't like.
I found the
I
found the forum thread. It was Septagon who was asking what happens when your duelist dies in someone else's animation, and then you said it was optional, entirely optional.
It's this kind of like, this is the topic that I've been kind of thinking over for a while now, and we can make it like super hardcore and just have people die off if they lose and stuff, but
that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, the main thing is to
It's like real life.
cater to
So many characters running around.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
the main point is to, you know, just have fun, right? And you don't want people to you don't want to take people's characters away from them if they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
But we're always going to leave that thing where if you want to and you want to have a high stakes battle, then you can do that. That's fine. But you just have to remember that you have one duelist per season. So if you do decide to kill off your character, he's gone forever. Okay, he's gone.
Oh,
you can't just revive him, and you can't just go back into the roster. But you can always make unofficial duels and duelists. That's fine. But you just won't be in the roster because you only get one per year. But that may change. That may change sometime in the future, just based on the feedback that we get.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question, though.
Do you have a stance on making like parts of the world that don't exist in the map or the lore?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if I wanted to put a house for my duelist out in the middle of the fields?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's fine. You can do that. The whole thing about the Seer map is to give people an actual home, and even if it doesn't show up in the map is supposed to be kind of like a mini map version of the entire world, because the whole lands of Seer is supposed to be a lot bigger than it actually looks in the mini map. So yeah, you can have houses and you can have your own buildings in your portions of the map and stuff. That's fine.
I would just to make a little side note. I would point out that the whole point of having Sierra in this whole Dojo duel system is to essentially just focus on your own character's story rather than focusing on Sierra's story, because we already sort of just set that up for you guys, and then you guys just flourish on your own characters.
So it's meant for you guys, not specifically to be strict on Sierra's lore and like you have to do this and this because this lore says so. It's for you guys to just take advantage of and use it in your own perspective.
Nice. I think there's gonna be an uprising of people doing cameos of like famous landmarks that people put in their battles after they got popular.
Oh yeah,
there's
like,
Enzo's little hut in the background of whoever's thing. You know, it's like
yeah, and you know, actually some of the lands that I've come out with is based on some past animations that happened before. Like, if you didn't know already, you know Pivot Blimp's animation against that one stretchy armed robot guy in the fields. That's actually supposed to be the Aegis fields because.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I noticed the background was really purple and gray. So if you actually read back in the lore, at nighttime when the sun sets, the whole field turns purple and gray. And
the creatures come out at night.
It's like they roam
so I was
just
dawn.
stemming my idea. Yeah, I was just stemming my ideas from past animations, just so people can kind of maybe have that connection early on.
McFortress.
But yeah, McFortress too. Watch McWizard. That's the obvious thing too. And, well, yeah, and also in Phil's latest RHG, he has a battle in the grassy field that kind of looks almost exactly like the Aegis fields. So
the cliffs, right?
The cliffs.
Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink.
What's his name?
Was it Alpha versus?
It's like lightning. What's his name?
I think it was a Pulse.
It's definitely
Pulse.
There we go. That's the guy.
Yeah, yo, that background, that cliff face and those rocks have inspired so many people's drawing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Too many people.
What other questions?
Is that moment where you don't want to be the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Any room to bud? Man, I don't know what this means.
Okay, so I put down like bud out. So I know this will be sort of in the latter part of the Dojo Duelist life cycle, but there'll be like one point, like that little tippy top point where it'll be hard for some people to sort of make a recognition from themselves, especially with their duelists. And I'm wondering if that with the amount of people that's going to be out there, especially fighting and pretty much like adding stuff to the world, would that sort of, I wouldn't say ruin, but would that make a barrier for people who sort of want to butt out or like trying to get themselves into the world of the Sierra a little bit more for new animators or new duelists?
Wait, what did you mean by that question? Like, for new animators to get started on duels, or?
Yeah, because you put that what you call it, that promo video out for like pretty much how to start duels, and I know a lot of people are going to be just jumping on it and going,
Mhm.
"Hey, here's my duelist,"
Yeah.
and with some people that pretty much like that just joined from the YouTube or from the promotion,
Mhm.
I know some people probably won't have a lot of backstory in regards to both the lore and the community.
Mhm. Mhm.
So would you guys think that there's sort of there like that roadblock, like how do I get myself or how to get my duelist to be out there and
Oh,
fighting?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. There, it is a kind of a complicated system if you look at it from an outside perspective, and just based on the comments that I've seen in the promo video, there's a lot of people that actually don't know how to animate, but then they want to participate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But for those people, I say this is
They can participate through voting, right?
oh yeah, you can always vote on other battles, but if you want to participate, this is a good time to just go to the dojo and just make an account there, and then just start learning the basics of animation
Yeah.
to get into the duels, right? Because it's never too late to get into the roster. Like, you have all year to make an application. So the people who don't know how to animate, but they want to be in the dojo duels, I just tell them to they just learn how to animate. Just
begin.
There's so many tutorials.
I've
There's,
heard you guys
like,
at youtube.com /user/flying panda 1990. There's actually a series of tutorials that you can watch
yeah.
to learn Flash for yourself. You know?
Yeah, also in the dojo, in the forums, there's a whole tutorial section where there's tons of tutorials by, Bepler. I have my own section too, but that literally has everything that you need to know. And we also have an animation section where you can post your works in progress and your test animation. You can get feedback that way. So it doesn't mean like you can't join the dojo duels. It just means that this is a good time to start and work up to it. So I think it's a good way to motivate people who haven't started animating to just start,
If there was ever a reason to, it's nothing else
Oh,
but
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Also, for the dojo duels, it's really good to sort of just interact with other animators. It's really
Oh, yeah. for sure.
it really helps improve your overall animation quality when you're comparing it to somebody else's. So it's
Oh, yeah.
Real-
You have
yeah,
that.
it's
You
pretty
have that
productive.
competition factor, and it's friendly competition. It's not like.
yeah, you're not gonna literally die if your dojo
Yeah.
duelist dies.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to just compare your skills with other animators in the community, and it's supposed to be just really laid back.
Mhm.
At the same time being competitive. So I hope it works out that way.
I don't think there's any.
Sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in-house people.
So remember, kids. Vote on your stuff. Democracy. Hyun's Dojo. There you go.
Become a part of the dojo. In-house people. Hyun. Phillips Locking Lolly. You got me cool. John, tell me about them. Do they have duelists? What's going on?
They do.
I gotta ask Eric that. Do they have duelists?
They have duelists in mind, and they have it planned out. But currently, we're working on a bunch of commissions and stuff just to make revenue for the dojo, so we can actually just keep it running. So it might take a little bit of time before our duelists get up into the roster, but we all have our characters and we all have our duelists ready. It's just the fact of finding the time to do it between commissions. So
You hear
Yeah,
that,
there's no-
people?
we're all gonna
Act
have our own
fast,
stuff.
right? Because the pros are too busy. You can get all the rights before they do.
Yeah, we're gonna have no rights. Everyone's gonna have the rights except the freaking the moderators. But yeah.
So, you have been assumedly lurking around the Duels forum in the past 48 hours. Just slurking and a sneaking. Is there anything you can see right off the bat that is probably going to need to change?
Well, there was one thing that I noticed this morning, but I think I've tried doing something to fix that, and that is a lot of people have been submitting unfinished applications and just improper application submissions. So like some people are not following the application at all, and sometimes it's just random topics. And I think this is coming from outside of the dojo community. So I actually made a 10-minute guide video on how to properly submit an application, and hopefully that'll kind of guide the new users on how to properly submit the application without it getting denied a whole bunch of times.
It's already got 900 views in 2 hours. Maybe they're learning.
Yeah, so hopefully that video will help the new people out. And what else? I don't think
any like
and then there's
overarching stuff.
The big stuff. I haven't really noticed anything that stands out yet. Have you guys?
Not really.
No.
Not that I've seen in the past 2 days. I mean, it's only just started,
Yeah,
right?
There's only 2
And
days past.
I'm waiting until the first duel actually finishes, either Andrew's or Mav Mighty's duels. So
I'm
waiting until that.
also waiting for I'm also waiting for the first person to post on the roleplay section, because I think people are kind of afraid to break the ice there. But I think I'll start posting more once I get my thing up there. Yeah, Bepler, you posted
dude,
the
that
first
guy's
thing up
lightning
there.
quick. Oh man.
Yeah.
I got a billboard situation going on. Hey, talk to us about the billboards. How should we be utilizing that?
Yeah, the billboards is a thread in the roleplay section where there's the notion of there's billboards across every city in Sierra, and this is where duelists can kind of post up bulletin messages or just any kind of message in character about pretty much anything. Like if they want to duel someone, there's like a wanted poster like Bepler posted. There's also like if eventually
Review trash.
Yeah, you can trash.
Review
You can
trash
trash
talk?
talk. Yeah, that's fine.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I think just recently we're planning on putting up like a tavern, kind of like a tavern thread where it's just like this tavern where duelists can go and casually roleplay and talk to each other. But yeah, we're just trying to make it so people can be comfortable with role playing, and I know it's kind of new and it's pretty weird at first if you don't know about it, but it really, I think it'll make the experience a lot better once people get into it.
Yeah, I think it'll pick up
Yeah, it'll pick up.
once this starts becoming a trend.
Yeah.
Just slide right into that roleplay life. It's kind of like D&D or
Oh yeah.
Dojo
I used to
and
play.
Duels. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh damn. Yeah, I used to personally be a super Dungeons and Dragons freak back when I was little, and I used to do like so much role playing, and those are like one of the best gaming experiences of my life, even to this day. You know, there's nothing else like freaking role playing with other people, especially when it comes to a fantasy world, because you can basically just do whatever you want, you know, and you're living a fictional world and making
And
that
you're
kind of
animating it.
yeah, and you're animating it too, so
You have full control.
it's crazy. It has potential. I can see the potential in it. People just have to
Yeah.
notice it.
I played D&D a lot back in high school, and I always wanted to, after each adventure, go and animate what happened within it and like just show it around. But man, it's so time consuming to do a full
Yeah,
run.
yeah,
But
That's
now you can plan those out ahead, guys. Right?
yeah.
You can get these big, massive stories going on, told over the course of a couple months, maybe even a year.
Like take example of Bepler and Mav's duel that's happening right now, right? Like technically, you know, if they want to make the experience better for the people, they can make a post in the current events section of what each duelist is thinking like before the battle and what they're doing before the battle. And also they can make a like even after the duel is finished, they can also update that and let the people know what they're feeling after and like who lost and how it affected their minds and stuff.
Quinberger's journal.
So
December 16th,
yeah.
2015.
So it's just something that people can take advantage of and just have that extra immersion effect to other people.
Hey, Bepler. After this cast, you wanna do some roleplay?
You want to get loose?
Let's go for it.
Let's just get it on, man. Let's just get it going. Okay, progress needs to get made.
Going. I got Hyun's Dojo, the forums, and the Dojo Duels section ready to go. Fired up. Fingers on the trigger here, folks. Right there.
I got pictures in mind. I got stories in mind. I got characters coming out the wazoo.
Locations, I got that. Oh, it's everything coming.
What's going on?
We're gonna go start doing the thing that you just described.
Cool. All right, nice.
Oh man, it's coming too.
So take a step.
Quick thing though.
Oh, Mav, you go.
Oh no, please, my good sir, Bepler.
Roll with it like a
yes.
sweet summer Christmas roll.
Okay, I'm gonna roll it.
Wow.
Quick thing though. So me and Bepler, we were just pretty much staking out, camping it out. Got our couple Tims on the Dojo Duels for Dojo Duels to be actually opened up, and I'm seeing some people. I'm seeing some people left and right, and they're coming in hot, quick, with their Duelist applications. Man, how many people we got already? Got 2 pages worth of people ready and lined up.
Wow.
That's
wow.
insane.
It's a page a day.
Yeah, holy crap. I just wanted to bring that update because I'm sort of just coming through these things. Holy smokes.
Wait, 2 pages?
2 pages
Are you
worth.
kidding me, man?
Yeah. There's like 5, maybe 6 people that aren't approved yet by the mods, or not 5 or 6, but yeah. Holy smokes. It's a lot of people lined up ready
That's
to go.
50 topics, everybody.
Good God.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised. I thought it was gonna be a lot less, but yeah, it just shows how much people were waiting to have kind of like this kind of system. So I hope it works out. It's doing good so far.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
So naturally, factions are gonna arise. It's the only thing that can happen.
Oh yeah.
The new clans.
Right now, factions are closed off because we're trying to develop it more because it's gonna be a really big part of the dojo, the Dojo Duels. But what is it? We're gonna have a whole separate duel for factions called Faction Wars, and this is gonna be kind of like a mass dojo duel between factions. And there's also a new system. This is Phil's idea of having ears.
Yes, the ears system. I was gonna ask you.
I don't even know.
That actually made to the actual thing. Oh my God.
I don't even know what happened there, but it's basically kind of like a trash talking trophy where if you defeat a faction, then you can harvest their ears as a trophy and
Yes.
and have it on your faction page, just to show people who they defeated. And there's gonna be extra rice for Faction Wars because there's a lot that goes into it, a lot more effort than regular Dojo Duels. So hopefully it's gonna be a really successful thing, and I'm not sure when it's gonna be released, but pretty soon in the near future. Yeah.
If a faction is caught making their own ears or fake ears, the faction's gonna be stripped of all those ears.
Yeah, we're just gonna smite them up. There's no chance.
No hesitation.
No fake ears.
Just the Dojo feds. Dojo feds are gonna come to their house. Just swat it. But
all right, well, cool. Looking forward to factions.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can we take a step back for a second? Talk to us about the site in general. Something happened recently.
Yeah.
Some kind of little grade went up. Talk about these servers.
Yeah, the server upgrades, that it was a doozy. My goodness. Um, there's a lot of problems that happened with during the server switch, and I think you guys know that the best.
Yep.
But it's basically our old servers were getting way too overloaded because of the dojo's traffic growing so big so fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go to Jeff and be like, dude, Jeff, we gotta do something or else the dojo is just gonna die, and you know, like we have to upgrade. We have to. So Jeff, you know, being the nice guy that he is, he took his time off from his full-time job and worked on the weekends on trying to switch the servers over, and had a lot of bugs during that time. And also the website went down many times. It was so frustrating for me because it sounds simple just having a server switch, but there's like a million things that you have to do, and a lot of money and effort was put into that, and thankfully it's a lot more stable now than it was before.
Way faster.
Oh yeah, we have our servers are pretty much like 2 to 3 times faster than the old ones. So hopefully that can last us.
Yeah.
But yeah, big headache. But I'm glad it's over somewhat.
Mav, you got anything?
I got. I'm trying to skim through here.
Ooh.
All right, let's go to community questions for a second. Okay, so Cedric on the Hyun's Dojo. I actually prior to this, not stream, prior to this cast, I was asking people like, hey, you guys any got questions for me for or me and Bepler for the next Dojocast? And a lot of people submitted. A lot of them were more like ridiculous stuff, but I got a few of them. Cedric from his dojo asked, what is the importance of pre-production work, i.e., the scenario, what's the mood, storyboarding and planning?
Yeah, I think Phil can answer the question.
So the question was, what is the importance of pre-production work?
Yeah, and your thoughts to it.
Oh yeah.
I think it's pretty important. I think it's necessary. The more you spend time with pre-production and all the planning and all the trying to get your tones and color schemes just the way you want it, the better your final production.
You should kind of explain step by step of how you do pre-production, Phil. I think people are kind of interested in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I just started with the sketch, like how most people sort of just start out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Start out with the movement and how you plan out the animation, and then you just storyboard how each scene transitions.
Like rough sketches, right? Like
just basically just rough sketches.
Keep it super rough.
Yeah, super simple, because at the end of the day, no one's gonna see it at all. If it's just gonna be a rough sketch.
Oh, you know what we can do? We can actually release our storyboard version of the Dojo Duels.
Yeah, that was only 10 frames per second too. That was really choppy.
So we'll give you a link of the storyboards of what we did for the Dojo Duels promo. I think that's a good example of how our pre-production looks like.
Thanks, Hyun. Thanks, Phil.
Get it in that link dump, you guys. But Phil, back to that. So what happens after you go through the stuff no one sees?
It's more important that you know how the stuff that nobody sees translates into the final production, which everybody will see, right?
Yeah.
So pretty important.
I think after we get the storyboards set, then what we did was we split the storyboard into different scenes. So I think it was like 7 or 5 different scenes.
It was 5 cuts. Yeah.
It was like 5 cuts, and then we split them up into different files, and then we delegate jobs to the in-house staff of like what
What to
cut,
animate.
well, yeah, what cut to work on. So I'd be like, Mikko, you need to do effects for this cut, and then we'll put his name on the file, and then he'll be working on that while Phil does something on like cut B, and I'll be working on a different cut. So all of our production is it's not lagged because we have to work on like one file because we all work on different files at the same time.
Yeah, and some of the cuts were like had different sort of focuses on them. Like one of the cuts were specifically backgrounds, the other cuts were specifically just animation.
Yeah.
And then we could have like just separate workflows just going on at the same
And
time.
then while all this is happening, I took all the templates for the background artists. So background artists have templates of each of the cuts, and then I send them one template at a time. So our two background artists, Amy and Kuli Sushi, they're working both at the same time. So everyone was working at the same time to get this done as fast as possible. So that's kind of how we work, and like the pre-production into production. So it sounds complicated, but it's actually it is complicated, but it's the best way to work in a team. If you're working as a team, yeah, it's efficient. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, goodness me.
Got my head spinning.
Nice.
And that's just pre-production to production. Production to post-production is another story as well.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't even want to hear about post-production.
Yeah.
But it's good to know if you're like if you're curious on how an actual studio kind of works. I don't know if professional studios work like this, but I think it's kind of similar. But yeah, anything else, Bepler? Or yeah?
No, it just sounds cool. Sounds like a fun thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
Now, here, not to inflate your ego or blow you up like a balloon,
I
but
have no ego, but it's okay.
you have now launched the duels. I mean, people are gonna start flocking. They're gonna flock like birds, horde like zombies. Is this Dojo place gonna start being the new big animation site, the one that's taking over the internet?
That's a good question. I can
Bill
say
just coming in.
Talk sincerely about how cool and good you are.
I can say yes, but there's a lot of factors that go into it. It's not just going to be Dojo Duels, because you know that saying where like you can't rely on just one thing, right? But Dojo Duels is a huge step towards that goal. I think I spent a lot of money and time. We've lost so much money just like creating this whole thing, right? But it's not because I want it to be successful and like gain like a monetary value off of it down the road. It's just making something that I probably would have wanted when I was young and when I was like this motivated animator, just having this really cool thing just to work on for fun. And hopefully down the road, it does become successful, and we do end up doing a lot bigger things because of it. So yeah, I think it has potential to become like the new big thing. And franchising. Oh, franchising.
Okay, let's reel it back a little bit here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. Yeah, because the reason why I at least said that Bepler brought it up, or I put it onto the Google Docs, because there was actually this I don't know if I can find it forum section that actually had that exact same title. So I'm not trying to put the person down, or put this person up for commenting. But yeah, the original post was just like people just talking about it, and I thought it'd be nice to sort of talk about, especially from the founder's perspective, like, hey, is Hyun's Dojo being actually the new big stick figure site thing? I don't know. Tune in the next time. So it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
I don't know. Like when it comes to stick figures, it's pretty obvious that the dojo is primarily has a lot of stick figure animators.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like what I've come to notice since the release of Dojo Duels is a lot of people are doing full body like non-stick figure characters.
You forced their
Same
hand.
here. I've been noticing that a lot.
Did you just notice that? It's like there's a lot of like actual like fully fledged out characters,
Yo,
which is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
your rice value scoring system favors full body people.
Oh yeah,
inherently.
Yeah.
That's another thing is we want to encourage full body, not just stick figures, because stick figures is obviously it's like the base of our website, but we will also want to develop full body as well, and not just full body, but like sprite animations and 3D and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So the way the judging works is we're gonna look at those too, and we give bonus rice based on just the complexity of the animation, but also what medium it's on. So yeah, it's a good incentive.
How much bonus rice are we talking? I say someone submits, I mean, godly. That like Sunny Goes War Machine in its time.
Oh yeah. So
How high do you
yeah,
think
if
people
it's
are
like
gonna
a
get?
super really full body like crazy effects and stuff like that, then you can be looking at like not just like an extra 10 or maybe even like 15.
Whole
know?
rice bowl.
Yeah,
Goodness
so
me.
it's actually a really big factor, the bonus rice that you get after duels, because we want to reward people for their efforts, not just the base value of the duel. So even the people that
It's-
lose,
Yeah, it's nice
they'll
to
get
know.
bonus rice. So
It seems far more impressive when people actually finish like whole animations on itself. So
Yeah.
it's really good incentive to just finish an animation.
this is why it's not only a public vote, but it's also voted on the in-house with the in-house staff. It's because we all have experience with animation, so we'll actually know how much work gets put into each duel.
We'll know.
Yeah, we'll know. We'll know if you worked hard
We'll
on
know.
it. So you'll be rewarded for it for sure.
Very, very cool. And if you abandon one, that's 5 rice out of your pocket. How?
Oh yeah, you don't want to abandon anything. If you do, you're screwed. Basically.
You're gonna starve.
Yeah, you're gonna starve. It's basically the only way to lose rice is if you just abandon a battle, because that was one of the main problems of systems like RHG. Is a lot of people will claim to fight, but then only one person would finish.
No.
That's probably like 50% of all battles is what I'm thinking. Not to bag on the system, but it's just a way to kind of force people to kind of finish what they started.
So is there going to be any consequence for going too far into? I mean, can you go to negative rice? Do you stop being able to like put up requests
I
for
think
battles?
we haven't thought of that yet, but I was thinking if you do go into the negatives, then there's a chance that you might get kicked out of the roster. But because
You mean to starve to death?
you got to try pretty hard if you like if you abandon more than one battle. It's kind of, you know, that's already a sign that, you know, that says like you don't really want to finish anything. So it's a thought. It's a thought.
It'll be in the back of your head, essentially.
Yeah.
While you're animating it, and then you're thinking about abandoning your duels, the -5 rice will.
Yeah.
It'll hit you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, say my duelist has the same amount of rice that I have in the animation,
Uh-huh.
and then he eats
Uh-huh.
one of his grains. Does my little rice thing go down?
No, dude.
I don't lose a
So,
rice.
I think the rice is just a metric for
Yeah.
how much how well you're doing. I don't think
It's not a direct correlation.
yeah, it's not. We're not that hardcore role players, but yeah, I think also Extreme kind of suggested like his character is super invincible, but he loses rice like every day or something. Like, no, dude. The rice points on the website is separate from the actual rice in the storylines.
Alright.
Just wanted to clarify.
Good to
that.
know.
Yeah.
Good to
Something
know,
came up
man.
the other day that I would love to hear your topic on. Yeah, What is the stance on rice betting?
There's no rice betting. There's no rice betting.
And there never will be?
There never will be rice betting, because I'll tell you the reason.
Ooh.
Is because I wanted to make it so rice is directly correlated with how much effort and like how motivated you are to animation. Okay, so if you start betting rice, then that kind of screws up the whole system, and it kind of throws out the respect factor of how much rice a certain person has. So yeah, I didn't want to make it so one person can just like bet everything, and then he'll have like 0 rice one day because he lost it to a bet, even though he's like a really good animator. So I kind of
the other way around, right?
Yeah. So it'll kind of severely skew.
That makes a lot of sense.
Kind of like what people think about what rice is, because I want it to be like very consistent. So I want it to be like, if someone has a lot of rice, this guy knows how to animate and knows how to win duels, and he's very motivated. And but someone who doesn't have rice doesn't battle at all, or abandons battles, or he doesn't do a lot of duels. So that's the main reason behind it.
I'm noticing there's not you can't exploit the winning a speed battle thing. You made it so the fastest way to get rice is to do full length. Which is really
that was
cool.
intentional. Yeah, that was very intentional decision made by us, because you don't want people just to spam speed battles. That's kind of like like, come on, man, you just work on a full length.
Some people were even talking about spamming comic battles as well.
Yeah, that's why comic battles are also kind of
it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Like,
but
originally I wasn't gonna make comic battles worth anything at all, but I decided it's kind of unfair to the artists, so we'll keep the points low so it doesn't get exploited, but it's still there so for people to gain rice. So
the correlation would be winning 10 solo comics for every 2-minute animation.
Yeah.
Which is good.
That's a lot of comics.
Yeah. To get voted on and accepted and all that. So yeah, cool organizing that. Doc. Mav, what you thinking?
Should we bring it up? Should we bring it up?
Bring it up.
Okay, so folks, we're gonna take a little step back from this whole conversation. Dojocast, we're coming up. Obviously, this is the last episode, and we were thinking, season 2, maybe not. It's a little up in the air right now. But me and Bepler, if you guys as well, it's sort of like a 50-50 split. If you guys are thinking, we should maybe listen to Dojocast a little bit more, maybe for like 2 more episodes for like season 2, or maybe season 2 with 3 more episodes. Who knows? It's totally up to you guys. We're leaving it to the hands of you guys. It's just voting. It's the preliminary votes. It's the advanced voting system thing. It's actually not. We're not that technical. We're just 2 dudes in a.
We're just 2 dudes.
But
one of them is Canadian.
There's nothing wrong with Canadians.
I know. Come on, there is. I love Tim Hortons just as much as the next guy. Going for some rip. That's all me.
Good job, though. Thanks for the comments.
I mean, I personally would like to see more of Dojocast. I think it's pretty interesting.
Same here. I like your guys' like dedication to themes for each episode. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
You know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And it's relatable to the dojo, hence the Dojocast.
Yeah. We're not trademarking the Dojocast at all. We're just using it, so it's still Hyun's the dojo part, but the cast part that's
you guys.
That's
Guys,
so
we're just trying to place Hyun. You have to help us. He could pull the plug at any moment.
He has the power. He can shut us down, man. Anytime we're gonna be going down the drain.
Yeah, so I'll shut it down. It's up to the community whether they want it to
Put
be
it on
shut
the
down or
vote.
not.
You got us.
Just a whole section on the forum. Just should we keep Dojocast? Yay or nay?
No, it's should we prevent Hyun from shutting down Dojocast? Cause I'll do it. I'll do it if no one wants it. So it's up to you guys.
Yep, guys, he has the power. He has the fingers on the power plug. He's ready to just yank it out of the wall.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to save us, stop Hyun.
Anyway.
So yeah, just a little break. Just
Mhm.
heads up. Maybe we might do a season 2. Maybe not. But once again, still up in the air regarding to that whole thing. Anyways, back to the whole situation.
Mhm.
So we're
Oh
we're
man.
rounding up here on an hour. Hyun,
Yeah.
do you have any thoughts that you think people need to hear on the duels before we do recommendations?
No, I don't think so.
Nice, solid.
It's have fun. Yeah, have fun.
Have fun and submit your applications correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
submit your applications correctly, and have fun.
It's gonna be fun.
But
Guys,
what about you, Phil?
I guess it will start out really slowly at first, but please don't be bogged down with the duels are still gonna be still in the works. But
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully it'll pick up as later in the future. But right now it's still pretty slow. And remember to not drop out. That's the most important thing. Finish your stuff.
Yeah, finish your stuff, guys. Like, freaking just believe that you can finish, and you'll finish. And
Yeah.
you don't have to be a good animator. This is what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to be a good animator. Just finish your stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's the main thing. Just finish it. Just grit it out.
just say it's
Just
fine.
finish.
Yeah.
Just finish.
Everything will be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there you have it.
that's my thoughts.
Recommendations.
Recommendations time. This is the part where pretty much, if you guys don't know the format, we pretty much throw out the things that we pretty much caught our eye, either on the net or maybe on the dojo, but mainly just what we've been seeing on the net and whatnots. Maybe I'll go first.
Let me do Canadian first.
So yeah, my recommendation is, I don't know if you guys know this, Peg Barons. They're just these 3 guys making some pretty awesome animations. I think they've done some work with Nanners and some other YouTubers. I think Polaris, a few. I think they're the most recent one, right?
Yeah.
I think so. So Peg Barons, really cool stuff. I really love their animation and just their artwork and all that good jazz. Definitely give them a viewing and liking and subscribing. It's pretty cool guys.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to them. I subscribed to them a long time ago, I think.
Yeah,
And they still put out some cool content.
pretty fun stuff.
Bepler, what about you?
So my animation is a short little 3-minute piece by a guy named Parker Simmons. It's called Guards. It was a one-off that he's hoping to make a series, but he's dead. Not the animator, just his YouTube career.
Oh my
He's-
god, okay. Thank goodness.
He's stopped putting stuff out. But often, some of the best pieces of works are those from the grave. So, Guards, guys, it's 2 British guys holding up a castle, and oh, you just wait for the misadventures they go on. Sausage!
Okay.
What you got, Hyun?
Oh, why don't you go first?
Yeah, Phil.
Okay. My recommendation, it's something super old. It's called Time Fight. It's by Mr. Stuart Hand. It's an oldie.
It is old.
I don't think many people appreciate the really old animations that
Older
were
than Frame
It
Match?
sort of- yeah, way older than Frame Match.
This is Stick Figure Death Theater. Was a Stick Figure Death Theater old?
Yeah, this is when Stick Figure Death Theater was still a thing.
Dang.
But yeah, the concept is really cool still. I really like the concept. It's really fun, at least for me personally.
Yeah.
But the animation is not too hot. But again, it's
I
one
don't
of
know.
the early
I
animations.
like the animation. It's got that old school kind of feel to it.
It has the blood walls.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Gee, yeah. There's like 50,000 gallons of blood in each stick figure in this animation.
But yeah, that's my recommendation.
All right. So my recommendation is pretty recent. I always recommend something in the dojo because I'm Hyun and I have to. But this is a recent feature called Fantasy Bow Staff by SJT and JH. I like it because it's just the choreography, man. It's just a plain 2D choreography fight with bow staffs, and I thought it was really good. Yeah, it's just simple. It's simple, but it's really really good. And if you just study the movements, there's a lot of complexity behind them, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it. So good job, guys. Good job, SGT and JH.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great stuff.
Woo!
Mm-hmm. I kind of wish they had an ending though. Like their ending was pretty abrupt. So, but still pretty good.
Animation's still pretty good.
Yeah, animation.
Maybe fantasy bow staff too.
Yeah,
Eh?
I hope.
Eh?
Yeah, rounds it up then, right?
That's
I think
it.
that's about it. Yeah.
That's season 1, you
Alright.
guys. It's over.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm go-
Can you move
Season 1 is
buildings
already
since season 1 started? You've started the duels. You've grown probably some facial hair in that amount of time.
Oh yeah, a lot of facial hair.
When was the first episode of
That was
Dojocast?
ages.
Oh man, please no,
Was it
Phil.
December?
Because we're rounding season 1 off, right? So when was
Yeah.
the first one?
December 20th.
Which year?
Of
Last year?
14. Of 14, yeah.
Oh wow,
That's
that is
almost
pretty
a
old.
year ago.
I mean, it was in March 14, 2015. Wait, that doesn't even make it better because there's a weekly thing. Shoot, dang, we had to get. Oh. But yeah, December 14th, 2014, right, Bepler? Maybe 10th if we were sort of planning it a little bit, but
That's crazy.
yeah.
Everybody on the dojo has gotten a year older since we did that silly thing with
Yeah.
Pluto playing his little ukulele.
Oh my god, man, we're getting old.
I remember that.
Oh,
All right, that's it.
so, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me to the Dojocast again. You know, it's always nice to just chill and talk to you guys and reveal some information to the people.
And thanks for inviting me for the very first time.
Oh yeah.
No problem, Phil. Oh, yeah, we
I'm glad to be a
forgot about that
newbie
guy.
here. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
You now earned your stripes to be to go on the.
We would like to
So
hire
how
you.
does this oh sorry, go ahead.
No, Hyun, you go. It was banter.
Oh no, just how do you guys close this out?
Oh,
We
you
have
you
no
wonder how we
idea.
close it out, huh? You want to know?
Yeah, I don't know how
Oh,
this works.
oh,
Okay.
It's coming.
Oh,
season 1. It's time.
okay.
Woo!
So I see now.
All right.